Good morning! It's your crazy old coot here. How you doing? I'm doing pretty damn good myself. So, here is the third and final part on how to build a PC. Part 1. Picking your parts. Cases, keyboards, mice, not your nose. Cases. Yes, we have cases, and there are so many different types of cases, it's unbelievable. Cases. There are many different types of cases. There are different sizes and styles and colors, and you name it, they got it. First, things we gotta watch out for. What to make sure of. Number uno. Your motherboard will fit in the case. If you have a micro ATX case, a full-size ATX motherboard will not fit in there. Make sure that when you buy your case, it states that it will fit that motherboard. The next thing you gotta watch out for is make sure your video card will fit in the case. As I said before, if you got a micro ATX and you get a big honking GTX 1080 tie and you're going to try to squeeze it in there, you better make sure that it will fit. And then your power supply. Most power supplies will fit in most cases, but there are certain cases that take different styles of power supplies. There's just something that you need to double check. Make sure that your power supply will fit in your case. And last is your CPU cooler. Again, if you have a small case and you want to put in a big honking CPU cooler, it may not fit. So always make sure that the CPU cooler that you wish to use will fit in your case. ATX cases will come in full, mid, micro, and mini. And, a full size case will usually fit just about any ATX board, but when you get into the small ones, that's when you got to watch out for. The ITX cases take ITX motherboards. They will not take an ATX motherboard. Something to watch out for. When you buy your case, make sure your motherboard will fit. And then there are lots of features that you may want to look over, like your front ports, your mic, your headphones, USB ports, eSATA ports. And then you got to decide if you want removable drives. Those, the big ones like your read-write DVD drives, your memory card reader, your floppy disk drive. Oh, wait, they don't make floppy disk drives anymore. The other thing you want to do is this is going to be a show case where you're going to have LEDs all over, so you want to make sure that it's going to have the LED features that you want to do, and it's got a glass case so everybody can look in glory on your computer. Airflow. How good of an airflow it is. That's real on the smaller cases. It's real critical. The bigger cases usually have huge fans and they're moving tons of air. But the smaller ones, they have to use smaller fans and they have to be well placed so that they get good airflow through the case to take away the excess heat. Your mouse and keyboard. Do you wish it to be USB or wireless? Personally, I don't like wireless mice or keyboard. Multiple reasons. Lag is one of them and dropping out is another. I've had problems with two different wireless mouses and keyboards that would do that to me. So I kind of steer away from them and I just use wired mouse and a wired keyboard. The other interesting thing is a lot of motherboards now are coming back with the PS2 port. Big advantage of the PS2 port for your mouse is it's going to be just as fast and responsive as a USB. Maybe a little bit more depending on how much stuff you've got on your USB, because your USB is poled, so it goes and checks each one at a time. The PS2 port is an interrupt. In other words, when you do something with your mouse or with your keyboard, it says to the computer, stop, I'm doing something. Listen to me. So it's immediate. In reality, most systems, you're not going to notice the difference. The one thing about PS2 keyboards that I found interested is PS2 has full end key rollover. In other words, you can press as many keys as you want, where most other ones are like 3 to 5. That is the one advantage that PS2 keyboards have over USB keyboards. So now we're going to talk about your mouse. Things important about the mouse is your DPI and your buttons. From what I've found, your DPI just needs to be about 1600 to 1900. It's nice to have one that's that you can change. So therefore, when you need to go down even lower, it's available to you. Like my mouse, I can change the DPI on the fly. It's got 2 buttons that I can move it up or down. The other thing about it is the buttons. Me, I'm a 3-button guy. I do have this mouse has more than that. I should use the thumb button, but I don't because it's just too ingrained in me not to. You check to make sure that you got the button configurations that you like. On keyboards, the big thing is mechanical or not. Mechanical, a lot of gamers like the mechanical. I prefer my mechanical one. I bought it and liked it. Like anything, like your mouse and your keyboard, they're very subject to your own personal taste. The other thing is they're also subject to you getting used to them. Like my mouse, I hated it the first week or so I had it. I was about to throw it out the window. And now it's a second part. It's just part of me when I get a hold of it. So that's with keyboards, how keyboards, mechanical or not, usually the mechanical ones are obviously much more expensive than the non-mechanical. Now, the mechanical keyboards, they've got different color switches. You got blue, you get brown, you get red, you get black, you got plaid. There's multiple colors. What you got to do is find out, study the colors and what they mean. The main thing about the colors is they'll have different behaviors. They may be a smooth stroke or a tactile stroke with a click or where you can actually feel it engage. And then you have, and that's, tactile with your fingers. And then you have the noise ones that are really clickety-clackety, and those give you an audio feedback. And then there's feel on how hard it is to press the switch. When you press a switch, how smooth does it feel to you? Does it give you the right feel? Most mechanical switches are going to do good with you on, speed and whatnot. That just about wraps up this. Now, this may be a little quickie. I got to get this one wrapped up because I got a new motherboard come in. It's the Asus TUF Micro B450 board. I'm going to use that to replace the B350 board that's in the electric blue. So we got to start working on that one. So this is your Crazy Old Coot wishing you a good evening.